everyone, and welcome back to A Mile in My Stilettos. I am Crystal Jones, and you know I have...
Ricky Jones Jr. I'm back, y'all.
Yes, my husband, he's become a staple here on the channel. You guys seem to enjoy him, so I told him, okay, I'll give you a little time slot.
A little sliver.
Where you could come in.
Well, thank you.
Talk to the amazing people in the Mile High Club. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can be a part of the Mile High Club. Today we are going to be talking about being set apart for marriage. So I was talking to Ricky and I was like, Ricky, I'm jumping right in, you guys. I was talking to Ricky and I was like, so there are like more single women generally than there are single men, and I know even when we met, I know there were other women that was like, you know, trying to get your attention and these types of things and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, like, when a woman see a man she like or whatever, like, what sets a woman apart, like, and makes them even like considerable for marriage? Because I know like sometimes guys will date a girl and they're like, oh, we just having fun, like, you know, they cool to kick it with, but the guy really doesn't see them as the marrying type. Like, what is that? Like, what is that mental thing, like, in guys' minds, where some girls are like a marrying type and some girls are like a fun type, or they never cross, I guess, that barrier? Like, what are things that set a woman apart that make her like the marrying type? And I don't know if you want to touch on it, like, what were things that maybe even set me apart that made me like, I don't know, consideration for marriage? You weren't even thinking about getting married. Like, we know God told you, but you know.
Man, so you asked like 3 questions.
I did.
So
I was ready.
Right. Which one do you want me to answer first? Because first of all, when she told me the topic for today's video, I was like, what? But because I'm so far from where that was. But nonetheless, I'm going to dig deep into my memory bank and into the power that's within. So which one do you want me to answer first?
I would say first, what kind of sets a woman apart in the dating world and makes her like seem like the marrying type? Okay,
so essentially knowing that you being the woman, you are, you know, in a place going to another place, like knowing that you're on the fast track, not the fast track necessarily, but you're on a way, on a journey. Thank you, ma'am. You're on a journey of progression.
You're doing something with yourself,
right? You know, we want to know that we're not marrying somebody that's just gonna sit on the couch and do nothing. Like, nobody wants that, even if you're, I don't know, period. Nobody wants that. So that's like number one.
Okay.
Knowing that you're on the way to doing something. You're on a journey. No matter where your starting place is, we know that you're going somewhere, okay?
Okay.
The second one is, I'm going to try to give 3.
Okay, 3.
All right,
so number
each
2.
One. All right, number 2 is knowing that you are secure with yourself, okay? Because for me, I can say, personally, the number one deterrent is a woman that's insecure. Okay. And even in those insecurities that you may or may not have, that then may dictate the level of friendship in which a man and a woman
engages.
Right.
Okay.
Because, you know, I've dated others that had insecurities, and you know, some of them was the fact that they didn't have a father in their lives, right? So then I came into their lives and was not a father, but I was a male in their life, and they clung on to that, right? And it was like, you know, I need you for this, need you for that. I'm like, wait a minute, like, hold on.
They didn't have a sense of independence.
Boom.
Okay.
That could be a thing, right? But it was just too much.
Okay.
And so, like, you know, just minor caveat. But nonetheless, insecurity. That can be a deterrent, but nonetheless, being secure with yourself is a bonus. And the third one is, for me, was very valuable and necessary. I mean, they're not in orders of importance, but nonetheless, that you have a walk with God, okay? I wanted to make sure that, you know, it sets you apart that you're a believer, you're a Christian. And not just because I go to church or because I believe, but because truly you have a relationship with God yourself. Because with that relationship alone, I know it's going to put you far ahead above any other, you know, potential that came my way. So even, you know, during the play times when I was playing in life, it was with most of them with people that wasn't going to church or didn't have a walk with Christ. So I just
so you knew it wasn't gonna go
correct, because they weren't even interested. Correct. And so yeah.
And so for me, that chimes in where it's like, I guess maybe early on, if you're seeing somebody trying to really figure out what are those foundational beliefs that you have.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of the ladies that watch here, and gentlemen, I would say, are Christians.
Okay.
But I would say that even if you're not, like, making sure you have those same foundational beliefs. Because for whatever your situation is, because if you don't, then probably it's not gonna, you know, maybe work out.
True.
Like, go the long haul if already, you know, up front, like, oh, well, you believe in doing this and I am super anti that. Like,
True.
We can have fun, but then it's gonna be a
I already know. You smell good. What are you wearing?
I love it when he smells like my smell good.
What is it?
It's a smell that I had got from Bath and Body Works.
Nice.
I've had it for a while, but I don't know. Anyways, thank you. So the next question I want to say that I asked was, so what kind of set me apart? This is a little baby story time in the middle of the video.
Okay.
What kind of set me apart? Which is funny because, so I have one thing in my mind that is like so not me, so it's just so funny. But one of the things that when I've asked him about this before, he was like, I mean, you wasn't like high maintenance, like you didn't seem high maintenance. And I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm high maintenance. I would say I do require maintenance, but it's just so funny that he was like, oh,
correct.
One of the things that I like about you isn't like so high maintenance. But
correct, because keep in mind when I met her and saw her, we were of course in school. We were new to even seeing each other, and she was like wearing hoodies and jeans to school. So I was like, oh man, this is perfect. Like,
which is still me though. Like I'm quick to throw on some jeans.
Yeah, for the most part.
I don't have as many hoodies, but I'll throw on some jeans real fast. But
yeah. So beyond that, like some other things that caught my attention once I realized, okay, like Crystal is the one, because honestly, as I shared in the story, go back to that video of how we, first met, I knew she was the one. I knew she was the one before I had the thought of, man, who is she? Because of course I was a wingman, I can go too deep into that story. But once I figured out, heard from God that she was the one, I realized, okay, she is going somewhere. She does have goals, she does have plans. And I knew that she had a past of, missionary and all that good stuff. I knew she was there for school to be a missionary. So I was okay, check, she going somewhere. And then, she kept herself up in a sense where, I knew she was able to cook. We did talk about that in conversations. Yes. Like that was very key for me. So having the ability to cook, like guys or women,
that
important.
Could be a thing.
Like that's a thing, because I do not. I mean, I know how to survive, but I'm not going to share my meal, right? Because you may or may not want to eat it. Nonetheless, knowing that she can cook and things like that was a bonus to me. She was a Christian and still is a Christian and came from a great Christian household, and so that was commendable to me. But then even beyond that, like I realized even in our relationship with school, because that was what brought us together, she was serious about it until she wasn't, right? So it's like, yeah, hello, two things. So she, one, did not seem to be high maintenance until she was. And she was serious and focused on school until she wasn't. But at the same time, what that did show me is that she has the ability to go after what she wants, right? And so, me, I have the ability to like persevere, which I think when you put us together, you get something phenomenal, because she's a quick starter, she's a great starter, and she'll run with the thing. However, things, may or may not come up, and she'll, change her mind.
He helps me like
stick with it.
See
it through.
Like I definitely say like that's probably one of the greatest assets that Ricky has brought to my life. Like just supporting me in a way that allows me to push through some of the challenging times that come in like a journey. Y'all, I be thinking about quitting this whole YouTube channel like at least every other week. I'm not gonna lie, like mentally, like, cause it can be a lot. Like doing YouTube is a lot of hard work. We have 2 small kids, but it is definite, right? Full-time jobs. It's something that I'm definitely passionate about. And even talking to you guys, doing videos like this, all of this, I'm getting like off topic, but like all of this stuff, it's really important to me. And So I want to do it, but like I said, it's definitely very hard and very challenging at times. But Ricky really helps me to, yes, have the fortitude, stick with it, like push through, and not even just with YouTube, but things in general. Like that's such a great, asset that he brings to our marriage. Like,
yeah,
for
consistency.
Sure.
That's one of our family values, and so even on the flip side of that, the funny side of it with Crystal, like did you tell a story about how we were going to school, but then you realized you got your papers, so you was good? No? Alright, so that's another story for another day. Alright, what's the number? For the women that are watching, specifically at this moment, for the women that are watching, know that it's not always you. At the end of the day, sometimes you are dating a person that doesn't know who they are, therefore are not able to see that you are the one, period. Because, it's not always you. At the end of the day, I'm sure in the previous relationships that I have been in, I was clouded to how great and magnificent a woman was. But, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just trying to go through school, have fun, and enjoy myself. Right. That's just where I was. But then I got to a place where I realized that it didn't matter anymore. That's not what I wanted anymore. I wanted a relationship with God, and I wanted to do life right. And then the wife came. So I want to say that to you, women, it's not always you. And men, it's not always you either. At the end of the day, some women see you and want you for what you have, or what they believe that you have, as opposed to what you actually bring to the table. And they could be clouded to the great opportunity that you really are because they're chasing after what they want. So, hey.
Oh my gosh.
Be at peace.
That just made, you guys, the video that I just did where we looked at the book of Ruth, and I want to say it was like 7 things that Ruth can teach us about getting a husband. I definitely touched on that being one of the things, like not just looking at what someone has or what you think they have or the perception of someone, and looking at who it is that God may truly want for you. So definitely check that video out if you haven't.
Yep. Check that video out. We're gonna put the other link to the How We Met video, and then we got another video on her lack of fortitude at the time. But it's all good. But then too, I do want to say this. Another thing that my last thing.
No, you're fine.
That I want to say is beneficial as well for this conversation is we people. I'm gonna say it that way because I'm sure women as well. But I'm gonna speak from a man perspective. I am a man. But from a male perspective, we love that we will mate or marry a woman that will grow with us, right? Because, there are things in my heart that I wanted to do, that I knew that I would do, and I believe that I would do it with my spouse, because I truly believe that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, and he gets, favor with the Lord. And so I do believe that. So with that understanding, I knew that once I got married, that it was going to take me far beyond where I was as an individual. And with that, I had to also believe that when I got married, we were going to do some things, right? There were things on my heart. I believe it was going to be things on her heart that she would desire to accomplish. And with the two of us together, we could do them all. We can accomplish them all. And we could journey through life together to see them all through. So, women, be there for your man. Be there to be supportive. Don't just be like a groupie, right? But be there with them. Like, there are some times where he may or may not need you to help with some things, or give any ideas or things like that. But walk through life's journey with your spouse, with your man, with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your fiance. Because we love that. We need that, and we love that support.
So what I just heard was a last little tip, which was something that can set you apart is being a woman that stands by their man's side.
Yep. Obama was Obama because Michelle was Michelle. You know what I'm saying? Adam was Adam because Eve was Eve. However you may perceive that.
Ricky is Ricky because Crystal is Crystal.
Boom shakalaka. And it works both ways.
Yes.
It's not her behind me. It's us side by side doing what we do.
Right. I actually have a video coming up. And it's going to be...
trailer.
We'll see how people feel about it. But it's beside every great woman is a great man. I'm excited about that.
Dig it.
I'm excited about that.
And Nels, you should not feel no type of way with a title like that.
or ladies, because you can definitely be an amazing single person, but if you're somebody that God has called to marriage, there are things that are going to happen in your life that are great because you stepped into that union. Now, if God has called you to a life of singleness, then He called you to a life of singleness, and you're not going to need, I would say, that other half to be able to step into certain greatness.
That other person, because it's two wholes, it's not halves.
Right. You're not right. Yeah. So you don't need that other person to step into that if you're called to singleness. But if you are called to marriage, and I would say one of the ways to know you're called to marriage is you have a desire for marriage. If you're called to marriage, there are things that God wants to bring into your life through that union that honestly don't occur as boyfriend, girlfriend, don't occur as hanging out, don't occur as fiance, don't occur as we've been together all this time and so we live together and everything else. There are things that will only, you know, because you have children by these people, there are things that will only occur in your life once they get the blessing of the union of marriage. So yeah, that's a big thing. Another video for another day. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining us on this video.
Hopefully I hope that you.
Yeah, I hope that you got help. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy this time together as much as we enjoy this time together.
Yes, because we finally now have a space to be together, like just, you know, talking, sharing what's on our mind and our hearts.
We really like to do that.
Yeah, this is 6 years in the making. So
yeah, 7 in June.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was like after we got married that we had the desire to do YouTube.
Oh, okay, the YouTube. I thought you were just talking about like how.
Gotcha. That part too. That's important.
But yeah, so we will see you guys next time in the next video. Make sure you click the playlist so you can check out any of the Miss to Mrs. Journey videos that you have missed. And until next time,
y'all heard the kids. Huh? They want us.